Questions 2 and 3. Complete the table to show Travis's distance from Dallas at each hour. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my graph. At 0 hours since leaving Pecos, how many miles is he away from Dallas? Well, 0 looks like he's at 450. At 1 hour since leaving Dallas, 1 hour since leaving Pecos, we are at, it's a good question. Well, let's see, this is 450 and that's 360, right? So that's a difference of 90, and halfway between 450 and 360, this is going to be 405 here. Okay. Well, we know it's right under 405, but not quite all the way to 360, right? Let's see if we can find any other numbers. Well, we know at 3, he's at 270, right? And it looks to me at 6, he's at 90. Okay. So we got to find out. Well, hold on. We figured out his speed, right? He was going 60 miles every hour. So what would we expect to happen to our number every hour? It goes down by 60. So let's take a look. 450 minus 60 is 390. 390 minus 60 is 330. 330 minus 60 should be that 270. 270 minus 60 is 210. 210 minus 60 is 150. 150 minus 60 should be 90. And 90 minus 60 is 30. So those are those approximations. Very hard to tell. So it was easier for me to go back to the speed that we found back in question number 1, D. It says use your table and the graph to write an equation that expresses Travis's distance D from Dallas as a function of the number of hours H since he left Pecos. Okay. Let's talk about a couple of things we know. Remember, we learned this formula last week. Y equals mx plus b, where m is my slope and b is my y-intercept. Now, I know that my y-intercept in this case is 450 because that's how far he is from Dallas at the time that he starts. So instead of me having y and x, I'm obviously going to have d and h. So d equals h plus 450. That's my y-intercept. Now, my slope, what happens each hour? Do I increase by 60 each hour or do I decrease by 60 each hour? So this is actually going to be negative. The graph falls from left to right, and the numbers in the second column of the table decrease. When you write the equation, the coefficient of h should be negative. This negative represents that the line is falling or decreasing or going down. Okay. So I'm going down by 60 each time because that's how fast we're traveling every hour. That's my miles per hour. But recall, we're getting closer and closer to our destination, which is Dallas. So the numbers are getting smaller and smaller, indicating the fact that it should be negative. We're going towards where we need to be. All right, take a moment to copy this down and then answer your debriefing question on the next slide.